Good morning, good morning, good morning. Yes, it is still morning. So, I thought I would get on and just kind of recap the week, because since last Sunday, there's been a lot of things that have gone on, and there's a lot of, I think, emotions running high due to people realizing some certain things about themselves, that it was really them. They don't have anybody else to blame but themselves. And as we step into Aquarius season, I think a lot more things are going to come to light. And I think it's going to be even bigger than what we know. Because after just looking back, and I'm just going to recap a few things from Ann Tucker, from myself, and from a couple other readers that I suggest you go out and listen to. So, Ann, the big message was, and this isn't from this week's, this is from last week's, from her, that, you know, we are one with the divine. Once you tap into that relationship with Spirit, Holy Spirit, God, divine, whatever you want to call it, you know, they're preparing us for these new levels. And I always say you should think of life like a video game, because you're always leveling up. And you stay stuck at levels when you choose not to see what's really going on, blame other people, not take, you know, accountability for your own actions. And, you know these people that, well, this happened because this person, and this happened because that person, and this happened because, and this happened, you know, and it's constant blaming everybody else. And I don't want to say that I ever fell into that fully, but yeah, definitely some things in my world that, well, they treated me like this. Well, why did I let them? Why did I continuously let them do that to me? That's on me. And how do I put this? I don't want to say I was stupid. I don't want to say I was naive. I just always saw usually the good in the person underneath all the bullshit layers, because I've always had that, to be able to see someone's soul truly and to know that eventually they're going to come out of it. But sometimes it took too long and I wasn't willing to stick around any longer. And not that I don't have my own things. I'm just trying to, you know, my big purpose on my channel, you guys, is to help, to guide you, to show you that there are better ways of doing things, and not to fall into the habits that we all have, and even the habits that I used to be in. You know, I always say, what is that one vice that you turn to when you get stressed out? What do? To drink, take drugs, work out, grab a bag of chips, call your whomever to bitch about it, and then like vomit it all over them. What do? What I have found works best is you sit with yourself. Why am I being triggered? Why does this bother me so much? Why do I care so much what that person thinks? Why do I care what happens in this situation? Why do I feel that it has to happen a certain way? I've learned, and I've always usually been this though, for myself, that going with the flow is the best. Not having a concrete outcome. I like to have like 4 or 5 different things. Okay, it could happen this way, this way, this way, and then if one of them happens, I'm like, oh, yay! A lot of people, all my years, oh, you have rose-colored glasses on. I may. But you know what? I'm happy. And I've chosen to be happy with the little or the a lot or that wherever in between in my life that I have been with things. You know, there were times I was so broke when the kids were little that I didn't even know how we were going to make it. But then I would have to sit back and remember, we had a roof over our head, I had groceries in the fridge, there was enough gas in the car was insured, and my babies were healthy, I would run down the gratitude list. So, do you do that in your daily life? Do you get up in the morning and say thank you for another day? Do you do those things? You know, a lot of people ask, how have you changed your life? I just told you. That is how you change your world. Okay? The angry child, you know, is kind of what we started out with this week from what she said. And acceptance. This was a great line. Pete Davidson, if you have not gone out to see his new comedy stint on Netflix or wherever it is, it's pretty fucking funny. I do have to say, you know, he's a young man, he's got a good talent, but the one thing he said, because his big love, his infatuation with Leonardo DiCaprio, was he was running the best catch and release program. I thought, well, you know what? If we can take that into consideration, that, yeah, he tried a lot of different things and, you know, all the supermodels and everything else, but he's got a good catch and release program. But, yes, as well, people find us delusional as spiritual individuals, people who seem to know things that others don't, and it doesn't make sense in their brain yet, so of course we're wrong. Well, it's okay. You know what? You'll get there on your time, because you're just not in the spot in the journey that we're in, and that's all right. No longer believing the lies. You are seeing right through them. Oh, for sure. I dare each and every one of you to come to me and try and lie to me these days. I'll do that and walk away. It's, I don't know. It's kind of funny. I don't know. But what Spirit's asking you to do versus doing that, because that's just my smart ass reaction to it, is to show unconditional love. To be grateful that others are starting to see some things and they're going to come to you and have questions because they don't know what to do. And they seemingly think that you know what to do. Well, yes, I might. I might not. But I might be able to help you in a way that puts a different spin on it and that gives you some of the good attitudes. And I'm telling you, working on yourself is the hardest job you will ever have in your entire life. You know, I'm going to be 57 next month, you guys. And I know my life is going in a completely different direction than what it's been, but I'm so excited about it because there's so much I want to do yet. There's so much I want to see yet. You know, I'm grateful for the time of universe, sit your ass down, we broke your ankle, now you sit and you figure it out. And then we're going to keep you down all through Christmas and then into the first of the year with whatever this frickin' flu, sinus infection, bronchitis thing is. And we're going to just keep showing you more stuff. And they have. Like I said, scroll. Ooh, let's study that. Ooh, let's study that. Let's do this. You know, plus work, make money, and, you know, get the household. You know, pay the bills. Do what you got to do. But it is asking, you know, show some unconditional love. Karma Dharma. Karma Dharma. You know what Dharma is? Dharma is the opposite of karma. Dharma is getting good for the good things that you've done. So if you've been living kind of the quiet life like I have, it's peaceful, not a whole lot of disturbances, and if there have been, you've not, I don't know, you haven't like sought revenge, you haven't gone out, you know, you've just deal with it and you move on. Because I've always said, pick your battles, pick the things that you need to do, you know, because slow and steady wins the war. And that's what's truly, I think, has happened. So, the download that I read the other day, you know, there's been a big boulder removed. And you've kind of like become the freaking fruit. You know, people are looking at things and, well, what's going on? How can I do that? But they want to take the shortcuts. They haven't understand the probably 3+ years now that I have put into working on myself and changing my behaviors and knowing that I would slip up and then have to start over and then, those kind of things. And I was never really, for years, oh, believe me, ex-husbands, baby daddies, all the rest of them. Oh, she's an alcoholic. No. Was she a binge drinker? Oh, for sure. For sure. And that was kind of my go-to to go and release all the, the things. And I started, cutting back on it because, for those of you that know me well, yes, I do smoke pot. I don't as much as I used to, but I still on occasion. It does help with a lot of old injuries, especially, this ankle still healing and everything else. But it also opens up the mind. And sometimes I get some of my best information and or meditations, kind of thing. So it's learning what the vices were, changing those vices. And I'm not saying, do I still enjoy, a glass of wine or a shot of really good flavored whiskey, and I'll still go out once in a while. But is that my go-to? No. My go-to now when I'm struggling is, yes, still the live music, go and see it. I'm just not out there as much as I'd like to, but music's in my daily life. I can turn it on everywhere and dance around my apartment or do whatever I need to and have my things and nobody even knows what's going on. I've changed the trajectory, you could say, because I wanted to be healthier. I didn't want to go into my late 50s, early 60s, still doing all the craziness of my entire life. And please, I have learned so much, done so much, met so many wonderful... I'm telling you the stories that I will tell you as time goes on. I have had some of the best experiences of my lifetime. Super Bowl 31, still probably one of the best days of my life, besides the birth of my children. But how many years ago is that now? 1997? So we're 27 years ago? Holy shit. I was at a great age. I was in the prime. I had a great job and running around the world and doing all sorts of things and meeting a shit. I met Barry Alvarez at halftime at that game. It's those things and those glimmer moments, as I call them, of joy and fun and excitement and travel. And, it's another thing. I haven't traveled in over 2 years, but I was taking care of other people and, there was things going on. And there's always a pause in your life to teach you something before you can move on, or to teach you a new level of understanding so that you can deal with the new people that are coming in and to know where they're coming from. Does that make sense to you? Because that's what happens. And I don't care how book smart you are or how street smart you are, until you balance the two of them together, you're not checking your ego. Because you're in the, well, I know more because I do this, or I know more because I do that, or I know more because I've that. Everybody you meet, everybody you come into contact with, everybody in your world is a teaching mechanism for you. 90% of all experiences in your life is how you respond to it. Honestly, that is the secret. It's your response. One thing in this world we can control: yourself. Everything else is going to test you. Everything else. My son and I were so close to, yay, bye-bye, Mom can have her place back. This is year 6, I think. But it's okay. My house is always going to be open to my children. They're having a rough go. They know they have a soft place to land. But they also know that they are now adults and have to take accountability for the things that they do and the decisions that they make. And when my son comes to me now and he's like, fuck, I know. You told me. I didn't listen. And I'm not going to be that, well, I told you so. No, I'm just going to, I'm sorry, honey. How can we make it better? Should I make banana bread? Because that's what I'm going to do today. But we're no longer giving time to those who don't want it. It's the best way to put that. I'm no longer rebellious or naive. I'm driven by love and purpose. I'm going to live in the freedom. I'm surrendering and living out loud. I see my value in God's armor on me and my children because I've surrendered that. They're in the lead. I'm not in the lead. Do I love myself first? You have to. It is the most important decision that you can make for yourself. Because if you don't, how the hell are you going to teach anybody else how to love you? I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Because if you can't teach yourself how to love you, how can you teach anybody else how to love you? And I think that was my broken syndrome of my failed relationships is I gave and 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 I kept trying to help them and trying to get them. And it's like, and it's funny. Let's see if I can find it. Found these old, I don't know when they were from a gentleman. And this was when I was struggling with my second husband. And he wrote on this piece of paper, what I hear is about second husband and kids. What about you? And there's a little smiley face under it. Proverbs, do not worry. It only leads to harm. You have a spiritual gift of discernment. This is what this person told me, and I want to say this is over 10 years ago. Look for good in life, live with purpose, and proceed with passion. I have had this tucked away in a box. And he wrote it, and I'll read it and I'll show you. Look for the good in life, live with purpose, and proceed with passion. This will be the title of it. And then take, so you can't see the top part. You see it? So, look for the good in life, live with purpose, and proceed with passion. TM. My trademark. There it is. Been sitting in a box for 10 fucking years. And it's what I've been doing for the last 3. It just, I could cry. Do you see what I'm trying to tell you? Once you find your purpose, once you find that love for yourself, it emanates to others. And I want you to realize that these tears are happy. Because I can finally say, I love myself like no other. And I hope and pray that this does something for someone out there who needs to hear, no matter how bleak, how broke, how this, how that, how any of it in your life has come to be, you can survive it. Ask Spirit. They will jump in. They will make it happen for you. And they will help you. But you have to be disciplined. You have to do it daily. And you have to talk to them daily. They don't want to be your part-time friends. They want to be the ones that lead you. They want to be the ones that make the decisions for you. They want to be the ones to show you how good this life could be. So on that note, I'm going to say have a beautiful Sunday. I love you all so very much. And I'll see you